My whole life, I was just an A-cup. And it sucked.
I'm sorry, we can't hire you, flat chest. What about her over there?
The coffee table, sir?
Yeah, she looks great.
Like, you can be our friend, but you have to stand, like, way over there. Like, inside that dumpster.
I'm leaving you, Tina Tiny Tits, for Heather Better Sweater.
But then I got Yonkers Put Boobs Anywhere cream, and look at me go!
I was in prison for 10 years and I couldn't become anybody's bitch. Not even when I tattooed some boobies on my back. But then I got Yonkers, and man was I popular.
That's right, folks. With Yonkers Put Boobs Anywhere cream, you can really put boobs anywhere.
On your chest?
On your back.
On your car, your cubicle wall, your dog. Hell, put them on your face for a hilarious and permanent practical joke. Yonkers Put Boobs Anywhere cream.
Why not?
Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. We got the Stinker Madness.
Hello, folks. Welcome to Stinker Madness, the show about bad movies and why we love them and other various silly, stupid things that we do on the show. I'm your host, Justin. I've got Sam and Jackie here. How are you guys?
Hello.
Good.
Good to see you. Good to see you guys. It's nice to have you here for once when we all get together, you know, because in our crazy modern society, I'm just full of shit. We're always around each other. Streaming do's and don'ts. Let's just get right into the meat and potatoes of the show because we've got fun times. Actually, we're not going to get into the meat and potatoes. We're going to talk about the movie. This week, for your eyes only, listeners, it's Malibu Express, directed by one Andy Sidaris, starring
Darby Hinton,
Sybil Danning, and that one good-looking guy that plays a stripper in Bachelor Party and puts his wiener in a hot dog. Is that it? Is there anybody else in that movie? Besides a bunch of boobs.
Yeah, Tits
mostly
McGee.
just boobs.
I think it's mostly just boobs. It's a great movie. If you've never heard anything about Malibu Express, you need to get it immediately and watch it because it is one of our favorite films. It's for sale right now on Amazon in a Andy Sidaris Girls, Guns, and G-Strings 12 packs of movies for $4 on Amazon Prime right now.
And when you get it, because I own the pack in question, it is in full screen, but according to Andy Sidaris, they shot all of it in full screen. They used an Arriflex camera because they weren't intended to show at theaters. They did have small theatrical, they had theatrical showings, but
right after Benji.
Right after Benji the Hunted. Yeah. And then the family was like, oh my god. I guess it was cropped for theatrical exhibition, but they were shot in full screen.
Well, it's a great film.
Already sneaking in your little Sam's facts of crap.
That wasn't in this.
It's just good. Just get good info. This is another one of my Hall of Fame movies. I believe it's number 5 on my Hall of Fame list.
I have not seen it.
Jackie has not seen it. I've seen it about 4 times now. Sam's probably seen it about 60 times.
I think I've only seen it 6 or 7, but...
It's paused on the shower scene. He knows the exact minutes.
Actually, if you go to my house right now, the shower scene is still burned into my TV. Yeah. You can watch that anytime the TV's off.
It's like Costner's ass for the adult women. Sam's just dialed up the booby scene. The hottest booby scene in the movie.
Hey, Cody Abilene is king of the 2 chicks in the shower business.
Yeah. Well, kind of, not really. His boat's more the king of this 2 chicks in the shower scene. Like, oh, nice boat. Let's go shower.
Yeah.
I've got things to do, ladies. Have a good time. Yeah, so it's great.
I've got the barnacles this week, ladies, so I'll leave you to it.
Barnacles?
Get it? Because he's a sea captain.
So
barnacles.
He's cleaning barnacles off the boat rather than getting in the shower?
TV. He's got the barnacles.
And his boat does too. All right, streaming do's and don'ts. First, starting off with an Amazon Prime movie that may or may not anybody has ever heard of, called The Visitor, with John Huston, that
Lance
Henriksen, big deal. The pretty lady from Switchblade Sisters, and
She's the only person in the movie that's not anybody.
Yeah, not really. And the guy that plays Jesus, Jesus.
Franco Nero.
Yeah,
Franco Nero as Jesus, who happens to be in space. With
Jesus.
some Buddhist children, or Hare
If you-
Krishnas. I'm not really sure what they are.
If you can watch this movie and figure out Space Jesus, well, we already blew it for you, but if you could have watched this movie and been like, oh, that's totally Jesus, I would give you a trophy, because
I couldn't.
it did not seem like he was Jesus.
If you can watch this movie and figure out anything, you've done something.
Weird, wild stuff.
It doesn't make any sense at any point.
None. It is out of control weirdness. Jackie fell asleep.
Yeah.
You made it about 3/4, though.
I'm giving it a don't.
Oh, my God.
Oh, boy.
She did miss the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
The explanation.
Yeah, up to this point, it was like...
The plot payoff.
I guess you could call it that.
Do you think it was just, like, part of the 70s, like, we should just do all of the drugs and make movies thing?
I think sometimes you just have a bunch of stuff that's going to look cool, and you got some money, so just do it.
Fuck it. This is going to look so cool. So I say it's a total do because it's just so wild and weird.
Yeah, I think it's a total do as well because it's so strange. And also, visually, pretty
crappy, actually.
I don't know.
Pretty crappy visually.
Yeah,
The stars coalescing.
Oh, I saw that part. That was awful.
The summoning of the stars for the supernova star summoning.
followed by the milk coming out of the line in the sky.
Yeah.
That doesn't really make any sense.
No.
None of it really makes any sense.
No, it doesn't. The guy's
There's
behind the
girl who's bad, and she's got a bird that pecks people's eyes out.
Yeah, it stabs
And she
people in the
really
neck.
wants a brother.
Well, so she could have a blend of her evilness.
Oh, actually, again, you have to read about it afterwards, because it doesn't at any point say it. It's so that she can breed with her brother.
There's also exploding basketballs.
Avoiding...
What? Wait, what?
Yeah. So she can breed with her brother, providing, like, the ultimate evil baby.
Oh, Jesus.
I guess that's how Sadine will be reborn,
Like,
is through incest.
so he'll be... like, before I was 100% evil, now I am 100% evil and slightly handicapped mentally.
It took me until the movie was over to figure out that John Huston wasn't the bad guy, and then I still wasn't sure.
It was awesome. I give it a total do. Moving on Netflix, The Dark Half, with Timothy Hutton, based on the Stephen King novel and directed by one George A. Romero of Living Dead fame.
Couldn't believe that was a Romero movie. Boy, it was that terrible.
Was horseshit.
It was so bad.
Did we ever figure out what the deal with the birds was?
No?
No, there's just birds. There's just finches everywhere, and they hate... They hate evil? Well, they're supposed to be sparrows, but I read the trivia behind it, and there was 4,000 finches that they had to corral for this movie, just so they could fly around the house one time. But sparrows hate evil brothers that are willed into existence?
Was he willed into existence?
That's what they said. He was willed into existence.
I don't think I...
Because it also said that the parents kept the remains of the baby.
Right.
They
They
pulled
buried
out of
him.
his brain.
They buried him, and that was the end of George Stacy. No, George Stacy's the guy from Spider-Man. George Stark.
Yeah.
No, that's the guy from Game of Thrones. No, I'm just
I don't
kidding.
know.
It was George Stark. And then, so he had to will him back into existence so that he could carry out his dark side or some bullshit. It was
His
terrible.
dark half.
Yeah, his dark half, which was stupid.
And Timothy Hutton playing evil Timothy Hutton was about as bullcrap as anything I'd ever seen.
He was awful.
Oh, boy.
He was awful. And I heard that he was a real handful. Like, he was telling Romero his business and stuff and being just a general dickhead. And it was like, who the fuck are you, Timothy Hutton? Next, so don't
do not do that.
Don't even attempt it. Netflix again, Chocolate, starring
a 26-year-old who looks like she's 14.
Yeah, this was supposed to be.
This was billed to me as if instead of counting things, Rain Man could punch balls.
Yeah.
So I was expecting a sea of ball punches, and I received none.
Wait, was this the same friend that told you to watch that?
No,
well,
this was not a friend. I read it on, it was an IMDb review.
The Devil's Eight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
8 young men going down to punch some balls. No. Chocolate is a...
Same director as...
autistic girl who is amazing at karate. Let's just say that. She is amazing at karate. Like, the action sequences, she's kicking everybody's ass.
Oh, she beats everybody up.
I am not sure she... Oh, she got her hand... Like, a hand put on her a couple times. But that's about as close
towards
as
the
you can
end,
get.
she got beat up pretty good.
She got beat up? I don't remember that. She was throwing people's off the building.
Her dad shows up and...
Yeah.
Who likes to shoot himself in the foot to make a point?
No, that was the bad guy.
that was the bad guy.
I thought that was his... Oh, yeah, her dad. Her dad gets stabbed in the face.
He's okay.
He's okay. Yeah, it was interesting. Pretty solid kung fu, I would say. But it was kind of a dumb movie.
It's a pretty dumb movie.
And it got a little dry in the middle, even with all the kung fu going on. And eventually you just got kung fu goggles.
I was tired.
I was tired, and I wanted, like, less kung fu.
They did, like, try to save it. Like, the end sequence was pretty cool, but by that point I was kind of already bored with it.
Yeah. I give Chocolate a don't.
I give Chocolate a don't. I would say it's the same director that did Ong Bak.
Right.
Just watch On Bak, and I'm like 50-50 on that. I'm like a barely do on On Bak.
Yeah, barely do on Bonk.
Oh, I'd say do it.
You like Chocolate, huh?
Flies!
Yeah, flies.
Flies, yeah.
Yeah.
If you really like martial arts movies, it's got a lot of good martial arts in it.
Yeah, really good martial arts. But that's about it. Why'd you like it? You don't really like martial art movies that much.
Just like that stupid girl. Give my mom money! My mom need money! I'm like, that made the whole movie for me every time she did that.
Speaking of Dark Half. So that's your Netflix, or your streaming do's and don'ts. I will never get that right. Moving on. Since we're not going to do the news, this is a special episode because...
it's canned.
Yeah, well, no, not the news isn't canned, but we're probably going to be overseas, and this is probably going to release like a month from this point, so God knows what the news is going to be. Probably somebody else is going to die. But instead, in honor of Andy Sidaris, this week we are doing the top 3 unexpected nudity scenes in bad movies. Number 3. Getting head from a head in Reanimator.
What?
You watched Reanimator,
Yeah,
didn't
you've
you?
seen Reanimator. He reanimates the corpses, and she's laying on the table naked.
Oh,
he picks his head up, and I'm gonna get your beaver.
Yep.
Yep, getting head from a head. Number 3, Reanimator. Number 2, I guess we'll move
We'll
on.
move on. Yeah, I'm not the huge Reanimator fan.
No, but it's unexpected.
It is
Like,
unexpected.
I didn't see that coming. Number 2, Duck Boobs, Howard the Duck. Where he's
Oh, at the beginning?
at the very beginning. 'Cause
Yeah.
I didn't know,
No.
like, that's a kid's movie. Like, I was going in,
I think
kids movie, Duck Boobs.
Rated PG for duck boobs.
Duck Boobs.
Otherwise it would have been rated
Sweetest cans a duck has ever had.
rated D for dumb as shit.
Those were the most succulent duck boobs on the planet.
Tasty. Makes one hell of a tofurkey.
But
Isn't that...
Turducken.
Turducken.
Yeah.
Whatever. Tofurkey. What's tofurkey?
Tofu made to look and taste like... Well, made to be eaten by people who don't eat turkey on Thanksgiving. Because it doesn't look, taste, feel anything like turkey. It's just kind of the same color blob of salty tofu.
Is tofu kosher?
I think so. Why wouldn't it be?
I don't know. Is turkey not kosher?
I think turkey's fine.
No, I don't know shit about shit.
Ham is not.
Ah. You can't
Dirty.
have- Did they have hofu? Ham-fu?
yeah, it's called spam.
Oh, they did. That's true. That's a good point.
Out of sausages, whatever those are made out of.
Speaking of
Those are actually made
sausage,
of pork.
the number 1 unexpected nudity scene in all of movies, The Wiener in Teen Wolf!
Yes, the wiener in Teen Wolf. Especially because if you're not paying attention, you don't even see it.
No, nobody does. But yes, if you aren't aware, some dude gets his dinger out during the basketball scene in the crowd shot of Teen Wolf, and there's a dong in it.
And hopefully you'll have to watch Teen Wolf again just for that.
Watch the whole thing, though.
Watch the whole thing.
Just waiting for a wiener to come out.
Just waiting for a wiener
Yeah,
to
you
come
don't want to
out.
be known as the guy who watched Teen Wolf just to look at the wiener. And they'd be like, your friends would be like, what? You watched the Teen Wolf, or did you just fast forward to the wiener? No, I just fast forwarded to the wiener. At least you can say, I was watching the whole movie Teen Wolf.
I think either way, if it's a group of dudes, I think you're in trouble. Because either way, like, oh, well, we only watched it because there's a wiener.
There's a wiener
in it.
at the end of it. Yeah, that's what happened to me. Is I went over to Roman's house, and I'm like, ready for awesome shit. And Jeff and Mark are over there, and they're like, hey, we're going to watch Teen Wolf. I'm like, Teen Wolf? Because I've seen it. And it stinks. And, why are we watching Teen Wolf? Oh, because there's a wiener at the end of it. Jesus Christ.
That's why we're watching Teen Wolf.
I have to sit through Teen Wolf to see a wiener, and then it actually was like, holy God, that's funny. That made it in the movie.
Yeah, it's in the final cut. So there's your top 3 list. Jackie, give us some of those stinker thinkers. Stinker thinkers.
All right, boys, get the soundboard up. Who is sponsoring us today, Justin?
These are disgusting sounds. Or no. Screaming. Screaming is taking care of this for us today.
All right, and just as always, all 3 of these movies have something in common.
All right, the score update, because I always forget to say this for the sake of me when I write these down, is, I got my ass kicked last week, 18-14. That sucks. Okay, Sam's up.
All right. The first one, laugh, cry, share the pants.
Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Yes.
I knew that was it, and I just couldn't put it together in time. Okay.
Nothing will be the same. Blank Blank has always been a little bit different. Never wanted to run with the crowd. Blank never cared about fitting in with the trendy plastic girls at her Phoenix high school. When her mother remarried...
Mean Girls?
No.
God.
And Blank chooses to live with her father in the rainy little town of Forks, Washington. She didn't expect much of anything to change. But things do change when she meets the mysterious and dazzlingly beautiful Blank Blank. For Blank is nothing like any boy she's ever met. He's nothing like anyone she's ever met, period. He's intelligent and witty, and he seems to see straight into her soul. In no time at all, they are swept up in a passionate and decidedly unorthodox romance. Unorthodox because the boy really isn't like the other boys. He can run faster than a mountain lion. He can stop a moving car with his bare hands.
You're a retard.
Oh, and he hasn't aged since 1918. Like all vampires, he's immortal. That's right, vampire. But he doesn't have fangs.
Is it Twilight?
Yes, God took
I
you
see.
long
Oh, I
enough.
mean, I know as little about those as humanly possible. Like, I was still not even sure. I was like, it sounds really stupid, so it might be Twilight. It's got vampires and it sounds horrible.
That's 2 for you.
All right, last one. Sometimes you have to break the rules to free your heart. Blank is a highly successful 40-something San Francisco stockbroker who is persuaded by her colorful New York girlfriend, Delilah, to take a well-deserved first-class vacation to Jamaica. As she soaks in the beauty of the island, she encounters a strapping young islander.
How Stella got her groove back.
How did you not get that, Justin?
What? How Stella got her groove
I've seen
back?
that shit twice.
Holy crap, man. That is...
You are always saying how Stella got her groove back.
Well, I know the movie title. I know nothing about it.
Oh, that's why I picked
And there's
that
a
one.
dog named Stella, and it just is like, hey, Stella, did you get your groove back? Because it's funny.
I have no idea what these things have in common.
Romance movies?
No.
You lose a point.
Fuck.
You lost your only point.
I didn't have
So I'm not even going to guess because I got no idea. What is it?
They are all movies that were made from books.
Oh, interesting. Well, that moves the score to 21-13.
Wah, wah.
2 weeks in a row. That blows.
It sucks that I was 100% on the ladies category, but
Jesus, that does suck for you.
you know what? the second time I saw How Stella Got Her Groove Back.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah, it was when I'm stuck in this hotel room in a snowstorm in LeGrand with my ex-girlfriend, and she falls asleep, but there's only one channel, so I just watch it, because that's all I can do.
There was nothing else on.
There's only the one channel.
Wow.
There wasn't The Wall on, because I would rather watch The Wall.
Maybe you could have invited
I think
a
I watched The
mosquito
Wall
or a
about as
fly.
much as I watched How Stella Got Her Groove Back. but-
Stare out the window.
They had movies for rent, but it was like $30 to rent a movie or
make
something.
art out of boogers.
Like,
anything.
it was LeGrand, Oregon, so they knew that you were trapped, and they were just trying to just get you for everything they could. And they're like, oh yeah, you can get a pizza. And the pizza was like $32. Like, want to rent a movie? That'll be $30. Like, you know what? I'm just going to watch How Stella Got Her Groove Back on your one channel. Good night. Thank you for your $65 hotel room.
So
where the
does
carpet is
does she get her groove back?
Yeah.
Oh, she
It's Tay Diggs.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Good for Stella.
Yeah.
Why don't you provide some boring bullshit about Malibu Express, Sam?
Boring bullshit.
Malibu Express by one director, Andy Sidaris.
Yes.
Woo!
Longtime ABC sports director. Not director of ABC Sports. I think at one point he was director of ABC Sports, but a director who worked through ABC Sports, as in the director who does the Olympics, won an Emmy for that. Monday Night Football, I believe he won 7 Emmys directing sports. Was the first director of the Wide World of Sports. I believe he was also a creator of Wide World of Sports. Pioneer of the honey shot.
What's the honey shot?
The honey shot is when you put up a cheerleader or a pretty girl in the audience during a football game when there's nothing going on.
Nice.
Happens all the time.
Yep.
That was Andy Sidaris who was like, you know what? I'm tired of looking at this coach. Show me some tots. 3. Take 3. Tots online. You're still on. Until somebody throws a fucking football. This is what we're looking at.
Honey shot.
Yeah. So he is also did Kojak, did some Hardy Boys movies and some Nancy Drew stuff. After that was his transition into getting into movies, is like he gets out of sports by doing that, right?
About to
Kojak-
suggest some super PG things and then straight up to Booby City!
I don't know what you're thinking about. Kojak is a pretty hard-edged show,
Yeah,
man.
Kojak is, but the Nancy Drew and the Harley Boys, like,
Yeah.
I wonder how much, like, innuendo he was able to cram into those
Oh,
without
it's almost
anybody
worth
knowing.
watching,
Yeah,
like finding
exactly.
the Hardy Boys and the Nancy Drew directed by Andy Sidaris to see how many, bushes look like penises and everything else.
The Harley Boys in the Grand Tetons.
Yeah.
The mystery of the Grand Tetons.
But that, of course, transitions him into what was originally called the Triple B series, Bullets, Bombs, and Babes. Then the Lethal Ladies, and I believe now it is known as Guns, Girls, and G-Strings. Officially, I think it's Lethal Ladies, because that's the name of the
I like Lethal
organization.
Ladies.
Well,
Yeah.
the name of the organization the secret spy organization that is the only link between all of the movies is the acronym Lethal, and I couldn't tell you what that means. Arlene, his wife, was the producer on all 12 of those films, and she still runs the website, which go to andysidaris.com.
You can
Well-
also buy the movies there.
There you go. This is his third film. His first 2, they do not own the rights for. I think this is why they actually get into this, like producing, doing it all their own, because this is basically Andy Sidaris auteur. And you
Right.
get this, which is amazing. Darby Hinton. So, Darby Hinton's mom dropped him off in knee-high socks so that he could audition for The Sound of Music. Just dropped him off at Paramount. He gets lost and ends up becoming Israel Boone for 6 years in the Daniel Boone television series.
Whoops. Whoops, here's a career.
Whoopsie. Yeah, here's a career. Also did Days of Our Lives for a season and a half. Didn't do another movie with Andy Sidaris because this thing got a ton of bad press. People called it pornography when it came out.
Right.
Which is too bad, because he does a movie like right afterwards that is basically the same thing but in a different country. And it doesn't get all the bad press because it's mostly, world release. Keep an eye out for Playboy Playmates. Andy Sidaris' boat. A painted DeLorean.
Right.
The world's fastest Pontiac. And Regis and Joy Philbin cameo.
Really? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Huh. Also, keep an eye out for the Malibu Express. Because it's not just the title of the movie. It's the sweetest yacht there is.
That's what I said, keep it for Andy's boat.
Oh, well, it's the Malibu Express.
Yes.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, that's what you're looking for. And there's not a lot of looking for it, because about 20% of the movie takes place on the boat.
Boats and hoes. Boats and hoes.
It is Boats and Hoes, the movie, pretty much. Yeah. There's no rappers, but some of the silliest shit ever. It is so silly.
The racing business.
Oh, the Buffingtons. I love the Buffingtons. Can't wait to see some Buffingtons. They're my favorite redneck family of all time. So, for our improv thing, we are doing something a little new and a little different. This is not Malibu Express, the movie. This is Andy Sidaris, the casting call.
And the Sidaris'
The Sidaris' casting
call.
The casting couch with the Sidaris family.
Mm-hmm.
Sam will be playing the role of Andy Sidaris. Jackie will be playing the role of Eileen Sidaris. I will be playing the role of 3 sets of boobs.
Arlene Sidaris.
Arlene? I thought it was Eileen.
No, it's
Arlene.
an A. Arlene.
Arlene. Yeah.
Gordy, bring in the first one. Gordy, can you hear me? Bring in the talent.
Is she...
She's from... Well, actually, before we get this rolling, I did get a phone call during here.
Hello? Who is it? It's
I
bullshit.
didn't answer. They got a text message. It was the city of Yonkers, New York. Once again, the Anti-Defamation League from the city of Yonkers, New York, called and said that we are not boobs.
God damn it.
Please stop calling us boobs.
Nice.
And if you've ever seen Lost in Yonkers, you'll be as disappointed as I was. Because they don't get lost in boobs. It's just a town. Seems like a pretty nice place to raise a family.
Put some boobs on it. Okay, so... Alright, alright, here we go. I'm going to start us off with my only thing. Sir, the first woman is here.
What is this? This is 223? Where are we at? Did you just say that's the first one?
Well, I don't know. I've been drinking all day.
So this is one? Is this one or is this
Did
223?
Yonkers seriously call you Yonkers? Honk honk. All right, bring in the talent, Jordy.
It's number 1 though. Or is it 223? Which is it? 223 or 1?
I'm confused.
Do you know if you're 223 or if you're number 1?
What number did they give you, sweetheart?
I was just told to come here and wear something lovely.
Well, it is nice, but do you know what number you are?
I'm 148213.
That's not...
Wow.
Well,
Adam Charlie Delta.
what are we looking at here cup-wise, lady?
Well, I can do a really nice act with 2 cups and 1,
No, honey, he's talking about your Yonkers.
I don't know what those are.
Well, from here they look fine. Do you have any other questions for him, Marlene? Like, I don't know.
I noticed that you knew some, sounded like some government business there.
I rode in the back of a limo with a senator for 3 hours one time.
That's about right.
Honey, how much do you drink a day?
I can drink my weight 6 times over in water 3 times a week at between the hours of midnight and 3 p.m.
Is it Jordy's the assistant, right? That's Jordy.
Yes.
We gotta bring in the next one.
Thank you,
What do we
sweetheart.
put down here? Like 1 star for the boobs and 0
Did I-
stars for the
did I
person.
do good?
You are still
Oh,
here.
no.
Jordy! Jordy, what number? What number are we on here? What is that? Is that really number 1?
Mr. Sidaris, we're at number 2 now.
Okay, we are at number 2. Can this be number 1? Because I'd like to forget that was number 1 and this is not number 2.
No, we already had a number 1, sir. There can only be number 1 twice.
Okay.
Twice?
Let's hope this wasn't as number 2 as
Number
the
2.
shits.
Okay, well, let's just send in number 2, Jordy.
Number 2, sir.
Okay, now I like the shirt. That's barely a shirt at all. I enjoy that. That's good.
Hi, I'm Sylvia.
Oh, I think that Sylvia's going to do okay. What do you think, Arlene?
Sylvia, can you read?
Not a word.
Sylvia, how do you expect to become an actress, Sylvia?
Based solely on my lovely voice. Boom, 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 boom.
Are you hoping to be a singer, Sylvia?
I think she sings like an angel.
No, but I can dance a mean Charleston. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and boing, 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 boing.
Okay, hurry. Jordy, she's gonna knock herself out before the movie. Come in here and get her out of here.
How do you think I did?
2-star for boobs.
Excellent. I will take that. Excelsior.
Jordy, gotta get these. All right, Jordy, the rest of these women. How many more in line here? What do we got here?
We have one more, sir. I don't. I'm afraid that nobody wants to be in another one of your booby movies.
Other than the boobs that are already in the movie.
Other than boobs that are in the movie.
All right. Send in number 3 then. Send in number 3.
Number 3, sir.
Oh my lord!
Hello.
Hi,
What's your name, sweetheart?
Theodore.
Oh boy.
Theodore, have you had a little work done?
I'm totally unaware of anything that you are talking about or implying.
How many cigarettes a day do you smoke, Theodore?
All of them.
Well, we've got a couple of non-speaking roles here. I think we
Look
can
at
put
the nipples. They're turning different ways. Theodore, can you adjust the nipples to make them go one way?
I'm afraid I don't actually have any nipples. Those are shirt buttons that are weird. I don't know where to go with that.
Just raisins, huh?
Just raisins. I can bench press 72 pounds. Oh, with my wiener. I mean my boobs.
Out. Jordy, what have I told you about the East German women?
Sorry, sir. Sorry.
What did you tell me exactly? Do you remember what I told you?
You said no more East German women. They have no sense of humor.
No, it's not what I told you. I told you that they're not women. They're actually just men.
With socks shoved in their bras.
I have selective hearing, sir. My fiance is East German.
Does she also smoke a lot of cigarettes, Jordy?
Yes. And she is also able to bend me like a pretzel whenever we have sex. And
is your wiener okay, Jordy? Did it break off?
No. Anyways, can we move on with this casting call, sir?
Well, I think we're done, aren't we? Are we done? There's not anybody else, is there? Is there anybody else? I don't want to see anybody else.
I think the second one's probably our best pick.
Probably.
So what was her name? Sylvia?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, I love acting. Acting is my favorite.
Sylvia, you're not really going to be saying a whole lot during this movie.
But I have such a wonderful singing voice, and I have been on Broadway.
I have been on Broadway, too. I got stuck there in traffic. It's a bitch.
I have been stuck in many Broadways.
Well, Sylvia, why don't you sing us a little song about helicopters?
So, Lord, get me a daiquiri.
If you must get to what? Get to the point.
Something.
Get to the message. No, you must get to the chopper.